Love Streatham started in 2008. It's an initiative that's trying to help local churches get together and get out in the local community to show God's love and grace. When I joined, the committee said to me, we wanted to do a fun day last year, but we just felt it was too hard, it was too much work, we didn't know really where to start. Just before I'd started working, I'd been to a fun day in Aylesbury where I'd seen Fusion in the middle, and they were running the Centre Games, and they explained the whole way you could run a fun day. So I went back to the committee and I said, I think we could do this. We approached different churches and asked people to volunteer for it, and then we built up the idea that different churches could maybe do different areas. We quickly realised the best place to do it would be on Streatham Common, which is a big common right in the middle of the community. Comically, the weather was absolutely awful. It ended with a massive mudslide, and the joy of people involved was very surprising, even though the rain was coming down and there was mud everywhere. People started talking straight away, well, when we do it next year, there was an assumption, this has been really good, we should do this again. The festival on the Saturday this year was bigger than last year, so I think word had got around, people had been to it last year, they invited their friends back. It was a really good progression from last year, I think, because we felt more comfortable about, we knew what to do, how to do a fun day. So I think we probably had about 2,500 people. We had a free barbecue this year. The queue was all the way along the side of the Central Games.
It was just amazing, these kids coming up to me, how much, and just being able to say, oh, it's free, everything's free.
I think hearing stories about how many people had just kept saying, how can this be free? How can the cake be free? How can the face painting be free? They were so blown away by that, and there was no catch to it. That was what I loved most.
I love being able to show people what God's love is. Like, we're always wanting to tell them, but this gives an opportunity for people to see it. When we finished the festival, people just spontaneously danced. No one wanted to go, and I knew we'd really built the open crowd at that point. But it only built because a group of people had built a sense of community, and then no one wanted to leave. I love that.
As a team, we felt that it needed a follow-on event that made sense to people. So we decided to do something the next day. We thought we could do an open-air service that families could come back to. So we started talking with Fusion, and we talked with Messy Church as well, and we realised maybe we could do something that had lots of different elements that people would feel comfortable with, but still would have Jesus in the middle of it. It was all on the theme of love. So we had making splodge hearts, we had writing thank you cards to the community to say thanks for things that people had done, like your lollipop man or your teacher. We had a reflective zone.
One of our regrets from the first year was that we didn't really have anything to invite them back to, and this year with the Messy Church service on the Sunday, it was just the perfect thing to invite people back to the next day.
Lots of people had brought their neighbours or their friends. They'd felt they could bring them to this. That made sense.
And I walked around and I saw people connecting, and I saw people happy, enjoying it, moving, and I thought, this is church. I love this. This is the church that I want to be part of.
That was lovely for me to see people who wouldn't normally come to a church service actually doing church. They were just doing church on the common. And that was our vision, that people would come from not going to church right through and follow this journey to the point where they were saying, oh yeah, maybe we could try out church, what's going on locally.
Streatham is one story. It's one story of many across the UK where Christians are working together to change their communities. Could you run a community festival followed by a Messy Church? You need a heart that wants to reach your community, and you need a team of friends. And if you have that, sure, we can help with training and resources, but you need to have a desire to really want to make a difference in your community. You've got to have a dream for the kingdom to come. And you want to invite the whole church along.